What's the most ridiculous cost-cutting measure your company has done? They switched to a brand of coffee in the break room that tasted so bad that literally everyone stopped drinking the free coffee. In response, I started printing up little signs to leave all over the office to encourage people to save costs. My favorite one went over the urinals. Attention! In order to control cost, please do not urinate directly on the deodorizing puck at the bottom of the urinal. A company I worked for, selling stationery, books, newspapers, etc., fired every single store manager in the company. Over 1,000 people then rehired one Magna per 5 stores. They would spend one day in each. The fired managers got offered these roles, but most took their redundancy payments and hit the road. This left hundreds and hundreds of stores with zero management for almost 2 years. It goes without saying this was a massive failure, and they shut down loads of stores. BC the manager to store ratio was stupid, and they could no longer properly operate most of the stores. My first job in high school was at a car dealership, basically being the mechanic's assistants, bitch. To save cost, they took away the product that was specifically designed for cleaning oil spills and replaced it with sawdust they got for free at some factory. You can imagine how that went. In a large garage full of fans, too cheap for AC, and piles of sawdust being laid down in the summer heat, they eventually switched it up to kitty litter. After several mechanic slip and falls, they finally went back to the good stuff. Fired me smiling face with tear thumbs up. Worked for a grocery store that hired multiple part-time workers but only gave them 8 hours a week. And scheduled them all on the same day. Because we'd get the work done within a couple hours, they were literally paying for use to just stand around 5 hours out of the day doing nothing. Then, because no one was in the back to help the rest of the store for the other 6 days, they ended up having to hire a couple full-time employees who also was just getting paid to stand around doing nothing because everything got done the day the part-timers were there. My boss's wife set the thermostats to 84 degrees Fahrenheit and locked them in the middle of July. In North Carolina, my boss's wife offered to take care of me however I needed as often as I needed if I didn't go to the doctor for a bad groin pull when I slipped and fell on a freshly mopped floor. I worked at a burger joint when I was younger that was run like a top. And then the store was bought out by a larger company that was always trying to cut costs. Bare bones numbers of people on shifts and no more cleaning supplies. Now, instead of really cleaning with cloth and paper towels, we were supposed to use plastic bun wrappers that would just smear the ketchup and whatever else around. Also, the really thorough cleaning every night stopped. And one guy would just spread the grease around the floor with a mop. Before long the place smelled like something died. Stopped buying the good foaming glass cleaner and instead buying a kind that was half as expensive. But we needed to use 6x as much of. And also refusing to buy the concentrated version of it. Switched to cheaper, thinner plastic bags, so now we just have to use 2. A company I used to work for stopped providing milk in the break room, which resulted in most of the staff going out for coffee a couple of times a day while on the clock. Same company spent a huge amount of money on a company Christmas party, then cancelled it at the last minute because we didn't meet the numbers for the year but still had to pay for the party that nobody attended. The company no longer exists.